Hey traders, it's BA here with the daily TNB report for Thursday, December 28th, 2017. Hope everybody had a really good trading day. I know we did. Hopefully you guys picked up some of those cheap cannabis stocks in your portfolio, because those babies have been on fire, I tell you. Tonight what I'd like to talk about is just a few little miscellaneous tidbits. We're going to cover a market update. I'm going to briefly describe some of the changes in the focus, the slow transition, what I'm looking at going forward, and then we'll hit the news. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's hit a couple of little tidbits first right off the bat here. So I'm going to pull this chart in. This is symbol BITCF. All right, this thing is it's a Bitcoin Capital Corporation. What they do, I have no idea, but a pattern I've noticed is that this thing swings very wildly through the day at times. You can see here these spikes. They come all the way down, shoot all the way back up. Those are some huge moves right there, guys, from a penny a share all the way up to $1 and $2. So what I've done, what I recommend you guys do too, is I set an alert down here at 0.05, and if we get into a situation where we get an alert on BITCF at 0.5, my standing order is I am going to buy as much as I can between the alert and 0.2. I'm sorry. So the alert's at 0.05 in case it comes back down here and crashes through again. I mean, look at where those bottoms are. So I don't know if those are, if there's actually trades taking place down there. I don't know what it is, but hey, I just want things set. So in case it does trade down there, I am going to be as fast as I can to try and get in there and get as much as I can before it gets back up to this 0.2. And just 20 cents. So and then try to ride it back up as much as we can. So I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's just something I noticed. We'll see if we can catch that. All right, just an announcement right now concerning our webinars. I think I'll be able to get the first webinar up and running next Thursday night. I will send you guys an info email out probably either Sunday night or Monday, just to let you know when we're going to have it and what the topic is, what the subject is. So I'm going to get those started on a regular basis. We'll get the ball rolling on the educational aspect of what we do here. I appreciate everybody's patience, and we'll make that work and get it going. So just stay tuned for more information. You know what? Let me pull that chart back up again. Let me compress the time frame here just a little bit. Hey, I've got a position on in Netflix. It's a speculative play. I don't recommend it for anybody, but it's one of those where I'm risking, $10 to possibly make, $700, $800. It's the 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio type trade. So what my thought is that the way things are going in the media world right now, it wouldn't be anything for somebody to come in and buy up Netflix. So I've just got a Hail Mary play in, and I'm buying the I bought the 295 calls and sold the 300 calls in June of 18. So if you guys want to try that trade, don't put a lot of money into it. It's a purely speculative play. Less than a 10% chance of the thing actually working. So just make sure you understand that before you put it on, and before you go out and make a down payment on a Lamborghini thinking that you're going to crush it with this trade right here. Purely speculative. That's all it is. But I wanted to let you know what I was doing. Let's go ahead and hit a market update here. Get rid of this chart. Let's bring another one in. Let me see if I can remember where I put it. There we go. Okay, I got the UVXY trade on today. That's my vol play. It's tranche number one. And let me explain what a tranche is. When I'm trying to take a position in the market on something I think I suspect is about to happen, I usually tranche into it. So I usually do 3 tranches. What I do is I take an early position and see how the trade works out. I won't risk a lot. My second position, I'm waiting for a chart setup. When I get the signal for the second position, I will go in pretty heavy. If it starts going my way, I put the third tranche in, and I'm usually all in at that point. So my tranche is. Last night I showed you the debit spread on UVXY. So I put in 1 tranche today, and the trade took. We're down a little bit in the trade, but that's perfectly all right. I expect to go down a little bit more in it. But what I wanted to show you here is why I put the trade on for some of you that are not familiar with volatility products. And UVXY is a volatility product. These things are designed to increase in value when the stock markets take a dive. They're used as hedging tools for people that can only buy instruments that are mandated in their charter to only buy stuff. So they can buy like volatility products because they're inverse to the stock market. Highly leveraged products that that people just use for trading purposes to hedge off their long exposure. So what I wanted to show you is how they work. So in this top pane here, I've got the SPX, which is the cash market for the S&P 500. It mimics all the mutual funds, the SPY, the ES, S&P 500 futures. So that's what the SPX is here. Here's a chart of UVXY. These are all both daily charts. So we'll start back here in August. You'll notice the SPX went down. And I want you to look where my crosshairs are. So SPX goes down, UVX goes up. If you're not familiar with the candlesticks, a blue bar means it opens here and closes wherever that body ends. So like for this bar, opened here, closed here, this was high, this was low. So notice up here, stock market goes down, makes a low on these 2 days. So UVXY makes a high that day. Stock market, little short-term high, drifts down. UVXY, low at the high of the stock market. Notice that. And then as the stock market goes down, UVXY accelerates to the upside. All right, now look at how much the acceleration is. UVXY is 28.22 all the way up to 45. So, that's probably a 40% increase. How much did the S&P 500 drop? Well, from 2490, down to 2436 or so. So that's 50, maybe 53 points. So 2% the S&P. So the S&P dropped 2.5%, no more than 2.5%, and UVXY goes up 40%. I'm thinking we're going to get at least now I don't know, I have no idea, it's my opinion, but I'm thinking we're going to get at least a 5 to 7% pullback, and I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. But I wanted you to see how the UVXY moves. So you can see every time the stock market peaks, dips, UVXY reacts. Peaks, dips, UVX reacts. Peaks, dips, UVX goes up. Same flow constantly and constantly. So it's really nothing. We get a 5% move. This UVXY product, I clearly know that if we get a 7% pullback, this thing's going to double in value up. That's why I put bought the call debit spread where I did. So if we get a pullback in the stock market, we don't have a lot of money in the trade, then we should hit our target on that one. I'm telling you guys, I'm really excited about the potential for some serious two-sided action in the stock market. I think the cards are there, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to try and play the downside, and then try to get the upside on the way back. That's what we do. That's what I've done forever and ever. And I am just excited for the first time in a very long time to be in a position where the stock market may actually trade like a normal stock market's supposed to. So we'll see. But I wanted to go ahead and get that first tranche in, just in case I'm wrong about the second tranche, in case we get an immediate sell-off right from the get-go into the first of the year. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I will know what to do when I see what the market throws me. But so that's why the first tranche is out there, because I don't know what's coming next, but I know the probabilities exist for a down move. All right, so now that you see the UVXY, let's move to a monthly time frame in the SPX. And there's just all kinds of studies that show that this has just never been seen before. This final leg up right here, not the final leg, but this is a leg up in this bull market that just has never ever happened before. So one of the things I think we're going to actually see is at least a move down here to take out not only this low, but I think we're going to take out the prior month's low as well, back here in November. So that's down to 25.50. So 5% off from the S&P is we'll call it 100 and some odd points. So at 26.87 right now, that put us down to that level right there, 5% run. So it wouldn't be anything at all to challenge and get down 7% in this thing. We just haven't had a down move. I think we get close to 5. Nobody's set through a 5% in a long time. Investors and traders tend to forget what it's like when they're not winning every day, every week, every month. So it gets a little spooky when we get to the first pullback. So I think we'll at least get down there. There's other things I'm looking at. I'll see how this thing starts to play out, and then as we go on, I will try to educate you on what I see, why I think things are going to unfold the way they are, and we'll go from there. It should be a good educational process. I'm glad it's happening right now. I can't wait. So I'm looking forward to some two-sided action. I will cover a likely scenario maybe this weekend. I'll put something out on what I think likely scenario is. But I'm telling you, this thing right here just looks so bullish. I mean, we need to get a little bit of chop in this thing to get it so that we get it down, we can get back up again. It's just really, really wound tight right now all the way around, and there's a lot of reasons why it should go down. There's a lot of reasons why it should have gone down last January, but it never did. I think we're in a different scenario right now, so we'll see. We shall see. All right, the focus going forward. Let me check my time. Okay, the focus going forward, slowly transition. I always want to try to be to catch the next sectors that are coming on, and I will tell you, we're going to keep our focus on blockchain. We're going to keep our focus on, blockchain's had a rough few days. Only a handful of the blockchain stocks. Maybe it's just the true blockchain and not the faux pas blockchain stocks. Everybody coming out saying that they're blockchains. Or blockchain capable, or thinking about it, and see their stocks go up 30, 40, 50% a day. So we'll keep our eye on blockchains. We will keep our eye on biotechs. We're going to start digging deeper on energy stocks. I also I'm really interested in the precious metals going forward. Things are looking really interesting right now. So I will start digging and putting together some lists of like low priced and penny stocks. If the metals start moving really rapidly, the miners will take off like crazy. So then the percentage of gold stocks, precious metal stocks, as far as their value relative to the S&P is probably less than 1% right now. When gold is in a fevered pitch, it's nothing for those stocks to become 20 to 30% of the value of the S&P 500. So we want to try to get aboard that freight train before it starts moving and just play those plays, because those things last for a couple of years. Those mining and precious metal moves. So I want to try to get ahead of that, start prepping that, laying the groundwork, so that we can start making some penny stock plays in miners. And then once they start moving, then it won't matter. We just play low price stocks until the cows come home. So that's I want to look at those. I would really like to find an orange juice play right now. I'm listening to all the weather. I don't really listen to weather, but what I'm hearing right now is this winter could potentially be one of the coldest on records around around the world. So if we get to a point where that does come true, I'd really like to play some things like orange juice. I know they trade in the futures markets, but I want something that everybody can play. I'm looking right now to see if I can find something. It'd be really nice. If we catch a good freeze in Florida for OJ goes limit up for days on end. I mean, the price just bolts up and up, and that's what we want to try to get into. So I'm digging around, seeing what I can find there. One of the new focus areas will be crypto. The crypto and the blockchain, I'm hoping catches on like the internet bubble stuff did back in 2000. Whether it lasts or not, I don't care. I just want it to catch fire like it did, so we can trade those things. I mean, we're in the early infancy of this stuff too. I mean, none of these prices have hardly stuck on any of these stocks, and but when they do start their run, man, these things run like crazy. I mean, Gain Capital today was just rumored that they might be a great crypto play going forward. We haven't really delved into that. Nobody has yet. Well, Gain Capital just shot through the roof just by the mere mention of the fact. So, I want to get us into the fevered pitch, into those sectors where the fevered pitches are, and I think we'll do okay. So. All right, that's just some of the things on my mind for the video. Now let's take a look at the news right quick. There's a couple of interesting things I saw. Let's start with options. Really nothing for us to take action on right now, but I mentioned last night that the wireless charging technology, I haven't really read anything about it. So anyway, found an article here on Watt, W-A-T-T, up 300% this week. And it just keeps gaining, so I thought I'd read a paragraph or two on this. So Energous, W-A-T-T is the company, develops a wireless charging technology called WattUp, which is a radio frequency-based charging solution that delivers power through radio bands similar to a Wi-Fi router. The stock was trading at $9 on Tuesday before hitting an all-time high of $33 a share after a series of positive news updates. Here's a paragraph from the president. It says older wireless charging technologies have received limited adoption over the past 15 years. My gosh, I didn't even know that capability has been around. Certainly didn't know it's been around that long, and are confined to contact-based charging only. The FCC certification of Watts or Energous Power at a distance wireless charging transmitter is a major market milestone. It opens up options outside of just contact-based charging to wireless charging 2.0, an ecosystem where devices can be charged both via a pad and at a distance, said the president. Okay, so there you have it. Just a little bit. Now I know a little bit more about what the wireless charging phase is about. Nothing else going on in the options world for today. So let's go down here to scroll through a couple of our categories. Let's go to exclusives, see what we have here. No, nothing new there. All right. I'm looking at FDA all day. Nothing really new in FDA. Let's see what's hot. Crude inventories. It was really a yawner for crude inventories today, guys. Crude didn't act at all to anything. It was pretty much, it rallied toward the end of the day. I will give it credit for that. Did rally hard going into the end of the day, so crude's still back at its highs. Let's see if there's any insider. Nope, nothing on insiders that we need to be concerned about. Let's look at market updates. We'll just look at the stocks moving after hours. IFRX up, OLN up, SMIT up, TCCO up. And losers after hours, CPAH, KBSF, LIVE. I don't see anything really in there. I'll take a look at those tomorrow. See if they're still moving at pre-market. Nope, nothing else there. See if there's any rumors. Apple apologizes for battery slowdown. I don't know if that did anything to Apple stock. It wasn't profiled in the after hours movement. So here's another one. I checked this out, another big mover, QIWI. A newsletter mentions out of NIA. Newsletter highlights the company QIWI as the largest and most advanced Bitcoin blockchain technology company in Russia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Belarus, Romania, and UAE. So it's the biggest Bitcoin blockchain technology company in all those countries right there. So it's probably a big lie, but the stock went through the roof. If any of you guys have any ideas, I don't have time to research everything. I would like an angle on what companies might benefit from the Trump's bill for infrastructure. So there's probably some places like Chicago Bridge and Iron. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to take a look at that. But if anybody out there is researching that, just shoot me an email with which sector might be interesting to look at. Let's see. Rumor that Google is leading a $500 million investment in game casting platform. What is that? Chushu TV? Don't know anything about it. All right, that's it for rumors. Short sellers. Nope, nothing new there. Small caps. Nope, nothing there. Tech. It's just more Apple news. Nothing that I see could hurt us or help us. And trading ideas. Let's see if there's anything. Maybe that's why some of the blockchain stuff they moved down today in response to the news that South Korea will regulate cryptocurrencies. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know how they're going to regulate it. But anyway, looks like the stocks did not react well to it. So. That's all I see in the news today, guys. So, all right. I will recap as much as I can, put a few notes into the report tonight. Make sure you take a look at that. I'm not going to push out any more penny stocks until the 1st of January. I will recock and reload all of those. I think we have a pretty good run right now going in just some of the penny stocks that have had really good chart patterns, plus the marijuana penny stocks that we have. I mean, just take a look at some of these from today, guys. This is from our portfolio. So this one was up 90% today. This one was up 40% today. These are all marijuana stocks. Right down the line, 20s, handful of 20s, bunch of 10s, and so forth and so on. So those things are rocking and rolling. Again, I don't know what's going to happen next week on the 1st. Have no idea. Again, I'm not expecting anything. All I know is that the momentum is behind these marijuana stocks right now, and I'm going with it. So I've been doing this too long to try to buck a trend like this. These things are moving. Anything that you get into, I mean, this is like day 4 where we've had a handful of these things up 40, 50, 60, 80% a day. So they're rolling with it. We're going to stay with it. We'll see how it pans out. All right, guys, that's a wrap for the video for tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciate your support. And this is one thing before I go. I will not put out anything tomorrow night. The next report, next communique at all you'll hear from me is either Sunday night, but definitely Monday. I'm going taking my son out camping, so we're going to go try to stay warm out in the woods for a couple of nights, and come back and we'll put out some new stuff in first day of January. So You guys have a happy New Year, and I will we'll be talking to you next week. Just BA signing out.